Hi, I'm Shelley Maurer,
And I'm Cher Emmerich. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball,
where we engage with pickleball players from around the world about life on and off the court.
Thanks for joining us. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball. We are absolutely thrilled to welcome siblings Mara and John Hylton to the show today. As pickleball continues to surge, most of you know this, that the popularity is making it so hard to find places to play. But Mara and John, you as Pickleball Kingdom franchise owners and Pacific Northwest representatives, you're fortunately working to solve this very problem for us.
Beyond your passion for pickleball, you bring a wealth of experience to your roles. John, as owner and CEO, you spent over 20 years developing and managing real estate projects throughout the Pacific Northwest.
And Mara, as head of operations, you bring decades of experience as a business owner serving the tech industry, excelling in HR, marketing, and business development. My gosh, together, you both combining your expertise to create incredible opportunities for this pickleball community.
Before we dive into all the exciting things happening with Pickleball Kingdom, let's take it back to the beginning. How did you first get into pickleball and what was going on in your lives at the time?
Mara, I'll start with that one.
Yes.
So my wife and children, we moved down to Arizona from Seattle as a permanent residence in about 2019. Grew up mostly in the West Seattle parts of Seattle and moved down here in 19. And then as you know, COVID hit shortly thereafter. And I think I was one of the many that was just looking for a way to get out of the house and get out and do things. And one of my neighbors, late 70s guy called and said, "Hey, a bunch of us play pickleball." And at the time, I thought I'm way too young to play that sport. That's just for I'll wait till I'm in my 70s. But went out and played, and my competitive nature kicked in, and I had so much fun that day. And I got beat up all over that court by people, almost twice my age. And I was very humbled and addicted. I just started playing. We were all locked inside. I started playing 3 or 4 days a week and just having so much fun and meeting new people. So I got the bug right away at that point.
Well, during COVID, when a bunch of my friends started playing, I was recovering from a knee injury from skiing. And so my journey started a little bit later after that, after surgery. And what I quickly realized was that it didn't take a super long time to feel like I was actually getting better. And for me, what it did was I have an 11-year-old and I have a 16-year-old.
Wow.
And what it did was it was the thing that we could do together. I was so used to, especially with my 16-year-old son, he would leave me in the dust with everything. We had a hard time finding things that we could do together where he wasn't like, "All right, see you later, Mom." And pickleball became something that we could all do as a family. And, the love from there just continued to grow. And, I still stand in, a small place. I don't run around over the court as much because of my knee, but it's definitely been, just crazy great for reconnecting with my family.
That is really cool. And it's true. You don't have to move too much. If you get smart about where you're going to place the ball and you've got a good reach, you can cover a lot of that court without having to move your legs too much. And I'm sorry about your knee. I've been there, done that, and it's not fun.
So how did this all lead to Pickleball Kingdom?
Wow.
Yeah, you have a story, right? You have a story around that?
Yes, we do. Mara, shall I?
You go ahead.
Okay. So, we again moved down here. We actually moved to Chandler, Arizona, where Pickleball Kingdom originated. The first location was here. We actually go to a church here near our house that is the same church that Ace Rodriguez, who's the CEO of Pickleball Kingdom, attends. And we actually have a small group. We meet on Wednesday, a community group. We meet on Wednesday nights, and there's about 20 of us in our group, and Ace is one of those guys. So he would be, a few years ago when this idea came up for him, this is back before really, indoor pickleball was really even existed. And he was sharing about his idea to open up, the largest indoor pickleball facility. And truth be told, all I heard was pickleball, and I knew how much fun it was, but I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention until one day I was waiting to get a haircut, and I was reading the local paper, and I saw this big 2-page spread on Ace, from our group. And that was when I was going, wow, this is real. I didn't know people would want to play indoors and actually pay to go play indoors. And I saw it, and I said, wow, it's incredible. So the next day I saw him, I said, man, I saw the article. This thing you're doing is actually really impressive. And meanwhile, I've been in real estate for a while, and I still had a building up in West Seattle. It's an older warehouse building that I had sold a couple years prior, but I had not been paid off completely for it. So I started thinking, there's a chance that this building ends up coming back to me, and what am I going to do with this building if that happens? And so one night at group, I pulled Ace aside and I said, hey, this, Pickleball Kingdom thing you're doing. By this point, I had known he had about 150 franchises in process throughout the country.
Wow.
And yeah, it was an incredible journey for him. And I got to listen to it firsthand. For something of this scale, Starbucks, Cold Stone, these companies didn't grow that fast. And I went down the rabbit hole of pickleball and the growth of the sport and what the origin of the sport coming from Seattle. And one night I pulled him aside. I said, hey, is anybody building one up in Seattle? And because I've got this building. And he said, well, come on into the corporate office and let's talk. So we went in there and we talked, and I realized, one of the things that I felt Seattle was really needing was a community-driven thing. We've got a lot of them down here in Arizona. It's just there's a lot of indoor bouncy houses for our kids and all these things that really kind of bring community together. And I immediately thought, yeah, something like this has to go up in Seattle. I mean, between the weather and just all my siblings still live up there. So I looked at it and I said, I want to do one of these. In fact, I'd like to do two of them. I'll do one on the west side over on the Seattle side, and I'll do one over on the east side. But hang on, I gotta call Mara because I want to do it, but I'm not gonna do it unless she's into it. So my phone call, I think, went a little like, hey Mara, don't laugh, but I've got this idea, and it involves a business in pickleball, which I think would be great up there in Seattle. And so Mara flew down shortly after and came in, and her boyfriend Nate is a great business guy. He's also part of a franchise world, so he looked at it too, and everybody was going, I think this would do really well up in Seattle, and I think Seattle needs it. So it started with, okay, we'll do 2 locations, and it ended with, okay, we'll just do the whole state of Washington. And so we have now 21 licenses. What we're doing, Mara and I, she lives in Sammamish, and we kind of drew a circle between basically initially Everett down to Tacoma, Paulsbo on the west end, and North Bend on the east end. And we said, okay, we can probably fit 6 to 8 of these clubs in this area. Everything outside of that area, we will find partners. We will find people that want to open. So we sold our license rights to Yakima, the Tri-Cities, Vancouver, and now Portland. And we work hand in hand with those franchisees. They're great friends and partners for us. So it's very interesting because our whole family's incredibly close, all of our siblings, but Mara and I were the 18 months apart kids growing up. And then we've got a little sibling 6 years younger than me and another one 6 years younger than him. And our lives went in two different directions for a long time, where she gained all of this skill necessary for, and she can explain her company, but she gained all the skills operationally. And my life took me in a position where I gained all the skills needed for, architecture, construction, leases, all those things. But don't ask me how to make payroll or do any of that. That's Mara. So we joined forces. People ask us all the time, how can you be business partners with your sibling? And I said, well, A, you don't know our family because we're like that. But B, we don't overlap. Where she is going into her wheelhouse, I remain in my lane, and it just works really well. It works really well. We're having a blast.
Yeah, we are.
So can you tell the listeners, what is a Pickleball Kingdom?
Oh, sure.
Actually, before that, if you wouldn't mind, let me just ask Mara. You had a business. You own a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so did you leave that business, or are you still owning that business and you're running this as well?
Well, I'm in the process of actually selling that business. It's
okay.
I didn't know how long I could actually have both.
Yeah.
And like John said, initially we were thinking about doing 2 clubs, and I was like, oh, I can definitely help get some things set up, HR wise and just, policy wise and operationally. But then with the shift turning to, hey, we're going to do more clubs, and even more than the 6 that we originally thought we could do. We think we can do more in the area because of the amazing demand, the people that call every day and email every day. I mean, I'm the one calling them back, and there's such a buzz around it. So I've made the decision about 2 months ago with my other business partner that she's, it's going to be selling off, and she'll continue to run part of it, but then I'll be going full-time pickleball.
Full-time. Okay, cool. Now, Shelley, thank you. I appreciate that background.
Yes. So now, tell us what a Pickleball Kingdom is.
Sure. Pickleball Kingdom, well, one of the great things that drew me to it is the leadership. Again, I know Ace from a personal standpoint, but we are a premier indoor pickleball facility, but we do things slightly different. We've gone all in on the thing that people want to do, which is play pickleball. We are not some of our competition. It's a restaurant and bar and pickleball. We're all in on what we believe that the people want, which is to play pickleball. Now we do offer, some light snacks and some beverage. We will have beer and wine and a mezzanine overlooking. But one of the things that really drew me to it was I felt like when I first started playing pickleball, I felt like there was still, even though it's inexpensive to get into pickleball, it's relatively easy sport to start to learn. After an hour or two, you can feel pretty good.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit of a barrier in the fact that it's hard to just show up. Like our outdoor courts around here are just packed. Mm-hmm. And when you show up as a beginner, it's a little intimidating, and the people that have been playing for years, we've seen all kinds of different attitudes, and generally speaking, most people are incredibly pleasant with beginners, but it's still a bit of a barrier. And what I love about Pickleball Kingdom is our motto is creating community. That's what we do. We are not simply building an indoor facility to play pickleball. We want a place that, we decided a while ago that this needs to be the highlight of whoever comes in our club. This is the highlight of their day, from the way you're greeted, to the quality of the courts, quality of the lighting, quality of the atmosphere, but also just afterwards, hanging out with your friend. If you want to go up on the mezzanine and watch more pickleball, we've added a lot of great tech features. And so Pickleball Kingdom, I think, separates ourselves from our competition in the fact that we are kind of a country club of pickleball without the country club pricing. We are looking for a very social experience. We'll run a lot of events to harbor that, for even beginner socials so yeah, Pickleball Kingdom, I think of the brands just kind of separates itself a little bit in that aspect.
And I can add on to that a little bit with, as someone that I kind of missed the boat when everyone started playing a lot. And like John said, it can be a little intimidating when you're a beginner and you're going out there. Pickleball Kingdom, one great thing that we will do at all of our clubs, that they do at all of the clubs, is Pickleball 101, which is where we spend an hour with you, we give you a paddle, we teach you how to play. And by the end of that hour, you feel a little bit more comfortable moving on. And then we'll have, other opportunities to either join beginner open play, but we're taking it as a strong focus for us to help those beginners from the moment they walk in to feel comfortable on the courts, but then also lead them to meeting other beginners and meeting new friends and creating their own pickleball community, which is separate from, having to find 3 other friends that already know how to play. So you can come by yourself, and by the end of the week, you have text, phone numbers of other beginners that you've met at your first week at Pickleball Kingdom. And then all of a sudden you're seeing those people each week. And, they say the Seattle freeze is a real thing. And it's hard to meet people, especially with the weather being so dark and drab and we don't leave our homes. And so by offering a place where people can come learn something new, but immediately feel comfortable in establishing their own new community is something that I think separates Pickleball Kingdom from just being, an indoor court.
Indeed. In fact, that's how Shelly and I met each other, was the very first day on the court. We took a lesson and that's how we met. And now we have this large community of friends. It's just
Love
incredible.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I love that you're offering that for free. That
We do, yeah.
Twice a day, every day.
Oh my gosh. And now give us a ballpark idea of how many courts are in one kingdom.
Typically we are, kind of a minimum of 10 courts. Our first 2 locations, the first one we have is in Linwood, and it was a former Bed Bath & Beyond at Alderwood Mall.
Yeah.
And it's 38,000 square feet. We've got 12 courts plus a mezzanine. We have a big community room. So for corporate events and birthday parties, you can book out the corporate events room. We've got interactive dink wall in there. We've got some tech with instant replays and cameras at every court. And then cameras. We have cameras at every court and an iPad and at center court. So if you have an amazing rally or something happens that you love, you run over and you just hit the save replay button. And immediately up on the TV that's there, it shows you the last 40-second replay. You can actually see if balls were in, balls were out.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But it also then sends you that replay to your app. And you can share that on social media. You can it actually has the ability to keep score for you for people that are still confused with our pickleball scoring. It's got a lot, and it's a exclusive deal for Pickleball Kingdom, but they are growing it to, there'll be some artificial intelligence for keeping score, so you don't have to worry about it if that's your case, or just a nice backup for those times where we're going, wait, was it 7-4, 7-5?
Yeah. All the time.
The long answer, yes, it's 12 courts in Linwood, and then our other location is over in Poulsbo, which is about 5 miles as the crow flies from the original court on Bainbridge.
Wow.
And that was a former Big 5 and Office Max next door. We took both spaces. Also about 38,000, also 12 courts.
Brilliant.
We have 2 more locations that we're very close to doing a deal on, and those are 14 and 16 courts. So
wow.
One thing I've learned in the last 8 months is my 12 courts, I only wish we had 16, because the demand, we want to not only have the people that currently play pickleball have plenty of room to play, but we want to keep bringing new people to the sport. And for that, we're going to need more courts. And, so yeah, we're 10 courts minimum.
That is so cool. And our audience is all over the world. So are these all over the world? I know they're across the country, right?
They are. Well, they're coming. So Pickleball Kingdom has just started their international scope. I know they've got some deals in Asia. I know the Middle East. I know they're talking with some people in Australia. Mara and I were at the Founders Tournament. We met a bunch of people from Thailand. It's growing like crazy there. So, yeah, if you are listening outside of the United States, please reach out, because we want all of your help to continue to bring this across the globe. So,
and at the end of the show, we'll ask you your contact information. What were you saying, Mara?
Oh, I was going to say, even here in the U.S., I think there's over 400 in the works right now.
Yeah,
that's just remarkable.
I think it's going to be like popcorn. In the last 3 months or 2 months, I think 6 have opened. So, and it's great. And everyone that is working with Pickleball Kingdom as a franchisee, I mean, everybody, we meet once a month. Everyone's sharing best practices and really getting to share ideas to make the experience better for people. And so a year from now, it's going to look very different.
The country will be Pickleball Kingdom.
There'll be a lot of them. There certainly will be. And,
my gosh.
We're thrilled about it.
Well, it takes a lot of courage to dive in like you both have done. You bring remarkable experience and expertise, and the two of you together is the perfect combo, and you enjoy each other's company as sisters and brother. I mean, that's just really an amazing mix. And as a pickleball fanatic, as is Shelley, we thank you that you're doing this in our neck of the woods, especially because we are in the Seattle area. So that's just wonderful. And I was noticing how you guys have the Pickleball Kingdom core values. Life is better with pickleball. Competition is fun. Playing pickleball is good for you physically, socially, and spiritually. Our greatest asset is our community, and we respect our teammates, and you are our teammates. I just love that.
I love that. Yes.
Well, life certainly is better with pickleball.
Life is certainly better, indeed. Indeed. In fact, I was saying to Shelley, I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my days when I'm not playing pickleball.
Come join us.
There are very few.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the amount of applications we have from people that are wanting to work with us and at our clubs has been. It's been pretty incredible, because we have people that are calling in that say, man, I haven't worked in 20 years, but I just want to be around pickleball. I just want to be there. I just, so from the front desk, it's vitally important for us that I dropped my AirPod. It's vitally important for us that from the top down, the way our employees feel and the way the employees make our members feel. We decided a long time ago, every single decision that we make from this point moving forward is going to be in the best interest of our members first, our employees second. And then if we do that well, we believe it'll be a success for, us and those who have invested with us. But I think, 8 months ago, Mara had been recommended a book that is now mandatory reading for all of our employees, by the way, but it's Unreasonable Hospitality. And that took my mind shift from indoor pickleball to this experience that we're after. That is incredibly important, that people will not want to ever leave. Even in the beautiful weather outside, you might as well still, the fact that we don't have, when we do our open play, which we do 4 times a day, and we'll designate a certain amount of courts based on the draw for that day for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. We manage it really well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, in the summertime, we pride ourselves on, the average wait time is 4 minutes. So if you get knocked out of a game, because we limit the amount of people, you can join into another game kind of in the next 4 minutes.
That's
And
incredible.
so, yeah, summertime, I know how beautiful the summers are in Seattle. And,
Oh yeah.
they're short, but they're sweet. And therefore, a lot of the pickleball courts outside are pretty busy and packed. So we just want to keep doing what we do very well, even during the summer.
Oh my gosh. Shelley, how excited are you?
I am so excited because, yeah, in the summer, sometimes you can wait 30 minutes between games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be so nice to have your indoor option.
Yeah.
Will you have tournaments at your facilities?
Mhm.
We will. We'll have in-house. We'll have a lot of round robins and different tournament formats. We've been reached out to by several of the kind of national tournament.
Yeah.
And this is really when we decided that, hey, look, we've got to make every decision in the interest of our members first, because
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
a lot of these companies, they want to host these big national tournaments in the Northwest. And, they will come in, they will bring the staff, they will rent your whole facility out from you and hold these tournaments. And, we've said if only we will do this if it's a benefit for our members. So if our
Mhm.
members
Nice.
can get maybe first right of refusal to join the tournament, or
Oh.
a heavy discount to join that tournament, or if they even want it,
Yeah.
because again, if the answer is it's not the benefit for the members, then the answer is no, and it doesn't matter how much money you're offering. It's that our members either want it or they don't, and that's how we'll make our decision.
That's lovely.
I have a question about the membership. Is it, if you join, is it across franchises, or do you join just for that individual franchise?
Mhm.
This is
Great question.
the golden question. So
Oh.
as it stands now, because there's so many franchises around the world, and especially, you've got people that live in Seattle during the summer, live in Arizona during the winter. Somebody else owns Arizona than Seattle. So they're just doing a blanket discount. However, for us in the Northwest, as we grow our own clubs, we will be able to offer that. If let's say you live in Tacoma, work in Seattle, and you've got a
Oh,
club nearby at each location, so we will be able to offer that because we're the ownership group, and we're also working with those of us, or those franchisees who have bought locations from us. So our friends in Yakima and the Tri-Cities, we all want to kind of get on that. Yeah, your people from there should be able to come over and play with us. So we are working on it. We will have a solution to that, but as it stands now, there's currently, I think, 8 or 10 locations open in the country. So
Mhm.
the problem hasn't existed, but
Uh-huh.
we're very close to it really being an issue. And so we will be able to offer something like that.
Because that's what I love about pickleball. You travel. I just went to Hawaii. You just show up. You find a community you can play. So it'd be so nice if you could, when you're traveling, go to your Pickleball Kingdom
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
And feel like you're
Yeah.
home no matter where you are. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that you are putting hospitality front and
Yes.
center. I mean, it changes everything. It changes the way we feel about ourselves when we're
It,
greeted with somebody who's kind,
Yes.
and the two
Yeah.
of you have that aura of kindness and interest in other people, so you're going to carry it on through everything you're doing. So, in your experiences on this journey, or maybe on the court, what life lessons have you gleaned?
Mary, you want me to go first one more time?
sure.
I feel like I'm hogging the mic.
No,
I don't even
you're.
like the sound of my voice. Um, I think honestly, the most life lessons that I've learned, especially in the last 24 months, have come from Mara and I spend basically 10 hours a day on Zoom calls. We've talked to everyone from the person who, was struggling with depression or mental
Mhm.
disorders in any format that pickleball saved their life. We've talked to, in
Mhm.
fact, one of our new hires, his story is that he lost 130 pounds playing pickleball. And
Wow.
I'm constantly every day, even though I don't get to play much pickleball anymore for now, I'm constantly learning lessons from this sport that I hear from so many people. whether it's the granddad playing a tournament with his grandson on the same team, and it's just, my 11-year-old and my 9-year-old and I, we play pickleball together all the time. So mine's a little bit more just from being engulfed and talking to other people and learning how important the sport is, for so many people.
Yeah.
Nice.
My lesson has been around how important it is for those relationships. I think, after COVID, everybody felt boxed in. And I know for me, and every time I'm playing, and now that I'm actually talking about pickleball 24 hours a day, really, because I can't stop talking about it. It's rediscovered in me how important it is to have people around you for your soul, and just to make, that internal happy meter just comes up, and everyone talks about it. I mean, that's the beauty of pickleball. And we're super fortunate because now we get to be surrounded by it all the time. I mean, I've met a ton of new people that I wouldn't otherwise have met, all because of pickleball. And almost every single person has the same story. Like, their pickleball community is just new for them. And you find that you're actually closer to them because of the shared experience with pickleball. So we're excited to help continue that in the area, especially here where it rains all the time and it's dark. We can be that bright light, bringing pickleball, to people. But it's really just made me realize how important it is to have people around you at all times. And you can't help but laugh and smile. And even if you're taking yourself way too seriously on the court, it's such a social and fun game. And everybody that I've talked to, it's life-changing. Yeah. And I've felt it in my own, but I've seen it. And I mean, again, I feel incredibly grateful that we're even a part of this because of what it's done for so many people. Well,
we're incredibly grateful that you're a part of this too, because you're bringing those courts that we have been desperately needing. And we'll be going to every single one that's within 100-mile radius. So.
And no
Love
wind.
it. No wind. It's no always rain. About 70 degrees. It's bright. Fantastic lighting. We've listened to the people, what everybody wants, from the lighting to the surfacing to the atmosphere. So I can't wait, to see you both there for sure.
Yeah, we will.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how can people find you online, by the way?
There's pickleballkingdom.com. If you go to the website, you can do a search for your state, and then it can drop you down. Right now, people can join both our Poulsbo and our Linwood Lake locations from the website. We also, all of the emails right now come to me. So we have an info at Pickleball Kingdom Linwood, and we have an info at Pickleball Kingdom Poulsbo. We also have Facebook and Instagram. Again, Pickleball Kingdom Linwood, Pickleball Kingdom Poulsbo. I'm the one on there answering all of the messages and comments. And so it's been really neat to meet everyone else. But yeah, and then when we open, they can come by.
And what is your first opening date?
Poulsbo is in March. The exact date, depending on the the fire marshal inspection, is going to be between the middle and closer to the end of March, hopefully more towards the middle. And then Linwood is about 4 weeks later. Wow. So they're going to be here. I mean, I can't believe we're talking now 3.5 weeks.
Right.
For Poulsbo.
Blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Shelley, how lucky are we?
We are lucky.
Come see me at Linwood. I'll be there like every day.
Awesome. Probably. That's the one closest to me. So yeah, you'll see me too. Oh my gosh. Thank you both. I can't believe that you were able to carve out some time to talk with us, because you are crazy busy and we don't want to take any time away from everything you're doing so that those can open soon. But we really are grateful that you took the time today. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you both for having us. You're You're wonderful. It was great chatting with you. And your smiles,
Absolutely.
it's awesome. And that's what I love about this. We had mayors, the mayor of Linwood, the mayor of Poulsbo, both heavily involved, and everyone you talk to is happy. It's such a we feel incredibly successful and blessed, and we haven't even opened our doors yet. And it's just to get to work with my sister every day, day in, day out. It's I think our parents are pretty proud too. So
They are.
Golly, and your siblings too, and we're all benefiting. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
you.
both.
Yeah, thank you all.
And thank you all for being a part of this show, you all. We're so glad, and check it out, pickleballkingdom.com. Find your place, and we'll see you on the court. And look forward to another conversation next week. Bye-bye.
If you love our podcast, we'd be so grateful if you'd take a few seconds to follow or subscribe to Life Lessons from Pickleball. This ensures you'll never miss an episode and helps us continue these wonderful conversations.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, go to the show page and tap the follow button in the top right corner. And on YouTube, click the subscribe button under any of the episodes.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you on the court.